Hey everyone, Madam Kroll here, and I'm here to talk to you today about some important changes that I have learned through the grapevine that YouTube is making to their platform. It has come to my attention that YouTube is changing its monetization requirements yet again, and I wanted to talk about this because I think it could hit small creators really hard, especially artists, musicians, animators, makers, and people who are creating more time-consuming original work like myself. So starting in February, apparently creators who want the full ad revenue and YouTube premium revenue sharing will need 1,000 subscribers and 8,000 qualified public watch hours in the previous 365 days, which to me is crazy. I saw this come up on my feed last week and I was kind of like, what? I thought it might be clickbait or something, but I clicked on the dude's video and basically what he was saying is in fact true. This is true. I don't know why they've decided to make it harder for us guys, but they have. They have essentially doubled the requirements that we are going to need to meet in order to become monetized on YouTube. And from a small scale creators standpoint, I think that sucks. They also said that you are going to need 20 million qualified shorts views in 90 days, and that this is 90-day thing is going to be a rotating thing. From my understanding, it's going to be a rotating thing, and which means that you'll be needing to get 20 million views every 90 days if you want to keep earning on shorts, which also kind of sucks. Right now, the requirements for the YPP program apparently is 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs, or 10 million shorts views that are not rotating. Oh, and here's another little fun surprise. There's also this update. Originally, I thought creators already in YPP wouldn't risk losing their status if they fell below the new thresholds, but I guess that's totally wrong because starting February 1st, 2027, YouTube says channels will need to remain active by meeting certain requirements. And if they fall below them, they'll have a 90-day window to reach either 1,000 qualified watch hours in the past 365 days or 1 million qualified shorts views in 90 days to stay in YPP. So make sure you keep posting those videos. I guess we got to keep grinding. This is where I start to have a problem with this whole thing is the fact that they've doubled our watch hours. Because 4,000 watch hours is already really hard for a small channel. I know, because I've been trying to make YouTube videos now for 6-7-ish years. And I started with an art channel, and that was really hard because they just don't like to promote art videos, in my limited experience anyway. But I also didn't know really what I was doing then. So maybe when I get back at it, it'll be different. And I had no community back then. But it's also hard if you have a music channel, a crafting channel, whatever it is. If you're making original, truly original creative content out there on YouTube, 4,000 watch hours is really hard. I've also, like recently within the past couple of years, been trying to get this Element of Fate channel monetized, and we're still working towards it. Music channels are a good example of how this can be difficult. It's really difficult to get YouTube to push and promote your own original music. Doing covers, doing the reactions has been much easier for me. In fact, my channel over at Madam Kroll, which is my singing and reacting channel, has recently gotten monetized. Thank goodness. I feel like reactions are a little bit easier, but it's still not easy, guys. It's still a hard road. But for a music channel specifically, like this one, an original song might take months to write and record. And then if you make a music video, it might take even longer. And then you have to edit it and you have to do a lot of things yourselves. And also there's a really steep learning curve to do all of this stuff. And, you know, the same thing goes for having an art channel or a crafting channel, a cosplay channel, whatever it is, a sculpting channel, whatever it is. We have to not only be good at doing our craft and the thing that we're most passionate about, which is probably the thing that we're doing on the channel, But we also have to learn editing. We have to learn, marketing and production and all these things, how to film. We have to be the cameraman. We have to learn all of these things. And for one person, it's a lot and can take a long time to get that going and get it off the ground. So you can't necessarily just expect those channels to be able to upload 5 original music videos a week or 5 art videos a week just because YouTube wants to be active. Like, this wants us to be active. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy to me. Like, how can we create our art and upload 5 times a week or even weekly? Even monthly is a stretch for some people. I mean, I myself take 2 to 3 months to finish a painting. So if I'm making an art video, it's going to be 2 or 3 months before that video is done, before I can even post the "this is what I made" kind of video. And I know they want us to lean more into shorts and show little technique or other little things we're doing behind the scenes, but shorts also take an immense amount of time and skills and stuff to learn how to create an effective short as well. All of this stuff takes time. It doesn't matter if you're doing animation, original animation, props, costume, elaborate tutorials, etc. It all takes a lot of time just to make the thing, and then even more time to make it into a video. Now, don't quote me on this, but I believe one of the reasons that YouTube said that they are going to be requiring more watch hours is partly because they want more quality content or something. And also, I believe they said that they were going to require more because it's so much easier now on YouTube. YouTube has so many more people watching it, and it's so much easier to get seen. But if it's so easy to get seen, then we ask ourselves, why isn't YouTube uh, recommending original content and stuff more? They're just not. Um, and my experience over the last few years, I feel like right now it's even harder to get seen. And I feel like it's harder to get seen on YouTube as an entry-level creator because partly because there's so many more people who want to create and put stuff on YouTube, which is great. I love the creativity. But also, it has to do with how the algorithm and YouTube is promoting creators' work and what types of work they are choosing to get behind and promote. Which brings me to my next point, though, is that big channels and small channels are not the same. And while big and small businesses aren't always on equal footing either, I feel like in a marketplace situation, like when you're selling on Etsy, a small seller can still be found by someone actively searching for that type of product. Your product might be recommended next to a best-selling product, for instance. And on YouTube, though, we might get a little bit of search traffic, but search often doesn't work that well. And we might get a little bit of browse traffic or suggested traffic where our video is recommended after a very popular video. This usually only occurs for a very short time, and if our video doesn't pass the test, then we get no more recommendations. By contrast, on a platform like Etsy, your product will be recommended for however long it is recommended for, however long you are selling it. It still has an equal chance of coming up in those recommendations. So I feel like on YouTube, reach really depends much more on how often your video is surfaced, who it's shown to, and how those viewers respond, which means a good video can still struggle even if it never reaches the right audience. I really feel like YouTube is over here comparing apples and oranges. A big YouTube channel may have like an editor, a producer, a thumbnail designer, a manager, a social media person, researchers, like they have a whole team behind them on average. They have people helping out and doing things to make that channel grow. And a small creator is literally doing all of those things themselves. And then they're sitting on YouTube struggling, wondering why the heck their videos aren't getting views and they're not getting anywhere. Also, somebody creating like mass-produced content, if you're creating mass-produced content, you can get that stuff out way faster than somebody who's doing a one-person operation on YouTube can. I myself am the artist, the musician, the editor, the marketer, the person making the thumbnail, the person promoting everything, and also running the rest of my business and a couple other businesses at the same time. So when YouTube says to me, it's doing this 8,000 watch hour thing to reward active creators, I mean, I get the idea, but it looks very different because I'm a very active creator also myself. Active to me can look different depending on what kind of content that you are creating. Like a commentary channel or even a reaction channel like I started with Madame Kroll, might be able to upload 3 times a week. Although for me, even on my reaction channel, it's hard to do that because of the editing time for me, and I'm doing a lot of other things. So that's part of it for me. But if I was just doing reactions, yeah, maybe I could upload 3 times a week, possibly. Um, but a musician might spend 3 months creating one music video, one song. They might take, or covering one song. It might take them 3 months. It might take them a month. And then, they got to do all the things. They got to rehearse, they got to practice, they got to learn how to do all the things. As far as I'm concerned, those things really are not comparable. You can't be over here, YouTube, saying, oh, we're going to reward active creators, and this person who is able to post 5 times a week is going to reap more rewards than somebody over here who can only post monthly. Furthermore, some people might be wanting to make little mini movies or something else like that, who might create great content, put it on YouTube, and those people are not going to get pushed because maybe they, it took them a year to make one video. It seems crazy. It seems crazy to me. Okay, so in the documentation, YouTube says these changes are meant to reflect how people watch today, support the platform's long-term sustainability, and better recognize consistent creator activity. But that raises another question for me. If YouTube is trying to improve the overall creator ecosystem, what the heck are they going to do about the kind of mass-produced, repetitive, low-value content that can still rack up a lot of views and watch time? And let me just clarify here, by low effort content, I'm not talking about content that is simply made or presented in a simple way. I think all of that kind of content can be very valid, good content. This video, for instance, is very simply made. But what I mean is mass-produced, repetitive, generic content that offers very little originality or added value. They need to target that. They need to target that low effort content and start rewarding the high effort content. Because just because somebody's small and takes forever to get a video out does not mean that they only deserve to get like 50 views on that video. I'm sorry, I just don't feel like it does. And that's where I think the conversation about quality really comes in. YouTube already has policies around repetitive, mass-produced, and low-value content. So my question is, why not focus more directly on that instead of creating systems that can end up rewarding creators simply for producing more content more often? My understanding is that YouTube already reviews channels for monetization. And I believe they review them manually, like a human reviews them. I don't know for sure. I'm new, I'm newly monetized, so I'm still learning all the things. But I believe it already has policies saying that content should be original and authentic. So if something is repetitive junk, in my opinion, they should just deal with the repetitive junk. Either maybe not let it be monetizable or not let it be posted too much. I don't know. Maybe they need to work on how they're filtering out the repetitive junk is all I'm saying. Because doubling the watch hour threshold doesn't selectively punish that kind of content. In fact, I think that if somebody has a channel where they're posting low effort content, that plenty of people might be viewing that low effort content, and those people are going to be throwing more fishing lines out into the ocean and getting more viewers because they can create more content, whether it's good or bad, copycat or otherwise. They are going to be the ones still benefiting. It's not going to bother them to get 8,000 watch hours. They're going to be the people that are able to get 8,000 watch hours rather quickly. So I feel, really this 8,000 watch hour thing raises the bar for everybody who hasn't gotten through yet. Like, we can't get through the gate here. It makes it that much harder because now we're going to have a lot more watch hours. And who is this going to affect? This is going to affect musicians, artists, creators, and people creating the exact kind of content that and original work, content and original work that YouTube is over here saying that they want more of. We want more. We want more good quality original content that people will want to enjoy so the viewer will be satisfied. Well, YouTube, you gotta start paying attention to the little guys who helped make this platform what it is. They're the guys that's helped make YouTube what it is today. Now, you might also say, well, wait, but wait. There is a lower threshold for monetization, Kroll. And yes, there is a lower 500 subscriber, 3,000 watch hour threshold for monetization. You can get access to some features at 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, which, by the way, 3,000 watch hours is still a lot of watch hours. I think it's a lot of watch hours. I think it's too much for little guys. If you have a team of people, if you have a business doing the whole YouTuber thing, maybe it's not too much. I also feel like, let me just pause here. I feel like it's not necessarily the same depending on what kind of content that you are making. So for instance, if you're making tutorial videos or you have a news channel or sports or tech channels do really well on YouTube, right? Like, I think those kind of channels are probably easier to get viewers for and get things off the ground on. So I feel like your YouTube niche really matters. And the original content creation artist niche is a very difficult niche to get going on YouTube. Because first of all, if you're creating original content, like, how can you recommend something to somebody, like a piece of art or music, if that person doesn't really know they want it yet? It's a chicken and egg sort of thing. This is where YouTube could help us more as small scale creators. But yes, you can get access to some of the features at 500 subscribers. You get access to things like memberships, super chats, super thanks, and shopping. And it can be useful, but it's not useful if you are a creator like I was 5, 6, 7 years ago, and you have nobody who knows who you are. You have no community. You have no nothing. Even if you have 500 subscribers, that's like a handful of people. And those things are not really super useful to you if you don't already have a community base, right? So they have value, but those features mostly work if you already have people who are willingly active to support you. So, if you're still building an audience, which most of us are, let's face it, then, those things may not have much to do yet. They may not be of much help yet. But passive ad revenue, the higher tier monetization, is different. It's different because you can spend a month making a video, and then if you get people to watch that video, a person can simply watch your video, and over time, that work can begin generating something for you. Passive income is really key to us creators being able to continue to create, especially when we're creating things that take months to create. We're not getting rich overnight or anything, and I don't think most of our goal is to get rich. Most of our goal isn't to become a successful, super famous YouTuber. Most of us don't even want to have to do I think a lot of people don't even want to have to do the whole social media content creation thing. But in this day and age, it's what enables us to be able to keep producing our art. And all we want to do is create our art and be able to feed ourselves. And you might say, well, get a real job. But a lot of people out there have real jobs. They're also working 9 to 5s and everything while trying to do the YouTube and the music and have a family and all these things. So it's making it even harder for those people. And if you have passive ad revenue coming in, even if it's $1 or $2 here or there, it's small, but it still matters. I think it kind of gets overlooked. People either think you go on YouTube and instantly get monetized, and you're making thousands of dollars every month or something, but that's not true. That's not how it works. My own channel over at Madam Kroll, my reaction and singing channel. You can follow if you want to. Links in the description below. But to be totally transparent, I got monetized back in like April or March, and with the reaction videos especially, I don't earn anything on most of those. A few of those videos I can monetize or split ad revenue with original copyright owners, as it should be, because people who own the rights to the songs should be getting paid for their art and their songs. I have no problem with this. But to give you an idea, like if I get like around 10,000 views on a video or so, then I might earn like $5 or something. It's not a lot of money, and I still have yet to reach the payout threshold. Some videos might earn like a little bit more. Like, it just sort of depends on the video and the rights sharing and all of that. But you're not earning like a huge amount of money, and it takes a lot of views to stack up before you even earn anything. And I haven't even reached the payout threshold yet. They have a payout threshold of $100, and before they'll even pay you. So you kind of got to piggy bank it. And then I guess they will start paying you. Now you could say, well, the videos will go on and on to earn views and money and stuff over time. And yes, that may be true. I think eventually that's how people do start generating revenue on YouTube, is that it kind of compounds. But there's also this thing that happens where things peak and then your video just flatlines and then it doesn't get any more views, or you get like 1 or 2 views coming in. It really goes with trends, topics, and things like that. So it's highly, highly variable. And just because a video might start out doing somewhat well doesn't mean that it's always going to do well, or it might be short-lived. And this is also often the case with original content. Now, I do think that if you are doing tutorials and that sort of thing, again, I mentioned this earlier, that you might have an easier time of it. But that's a little bit different type of channel. But my point is that once you have that little piggy bank and you've reached that $100, that really makes a difference for the creator, because now the creator can go buy art supplies, or they can pay for some promotion, or they might be able to pay for somebody to help edit their video, or they might be able to buy better equipment so that they can grow their channel and make their channel look better. So I feel like the point of early monetization isn't that a tiny creator suddenly gets rich. It's that your work finally has a mechanism to begin to help fund like your next piece of work, right? We want to be able to fund our next piece of work so that we can keep creating our art, our music, and whatever it is. And that matters a lot. It helps us also grow our reach, which then can in turn help us, have more sales, have more supporters, and grow our artistic businesses. Also, I'd like to note that I believe YouTube can already put ads on your videos, whether you are monetized or not. Don't quote me on this, but I don't love this. But what I've heard, and you can comment below, maybe I'm full of BS and I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I'm just a person on the internet airing opinions. To my knowledge, YouTube can already put ads on your videos for creators who aren't in the YPP program. So the platform can potentially make money around your content before you're allowed to share in that revenue, which is really freaking crazy to me. And personally, I don't think that it's a great system for artists and creators. I feel like if my work is valuable enough for you to put advertising around it, then there should be a reasonable path for me, the creator, to receive some part of that revenue. That's just my 2 cents. And that brings me to my next point, which is I don't really feel like that necessarily has to be the same share of revenue as it is for the big creator. What I would actually like to see is a tiered monetization system. Now you're going to say, well, this is already tiered. But I want it tiered with the passive revenue included. Twitch does this, and I think Twitch is a platform that other social media platforms should be copying, because in my opinion, Twitch is one of the best social media platforms on the internet right now. And I say that because they make it easier for the little guy to become monetized and then grow community. So I would suggest that maybe small creators on YouTube could qualify for basic ad revenue tier perhaps earlier. Maybe you wouldn't get every feature, but maybe you could get and maybe you'd get less ad revenue than a big guy would get. But to me, this would make more sense. Then as your channel grows, I would say that you would move into higher tiers. And I think they need more higher tiers. I feel like this makes way more sense to me than saying basically like, hey, you go create video and then you get no revenue. Like, and then suddenly you're going to cross this threshold and you're in. It seems crazy. I think they should have smaller steps, maybe divide it into like 3 or 4 different tier levels. I also think that they could solve this issue by and create a platform that is more conducive to creating quality original content instead of low effort content. I think they can do this. Certain types of channels could have certain types of requirements. So they could start saying that if you have a music channel or an artist channel, some sort of creative channel, maybe the bar is lower for you to get into monetized status. If you have a tech channel, a news channel, instructional channel, something that, is very in demand and there's a lot of, maybe the bar is a little bit higher for you to get monetized. I don't feel like various niches on YouTube are judged fairly. Certainly, YouTube says that it limits the exposure of your video based on what sort of audience pool that there is already. So this means that it limits like how much exposure your video can get. I would say that they might want to take a look at that. So if you're somebody who's creating and your audience pool is very small because your niche is very small and there's not that many people searching for that topic or that know about that topic or realize that they even like that topic yet, how can you possibly expect those people to get the same amount of watch hours and views as you would like a tech channel or a news channel, which is naturally going to get more views and stuff because it's got a wider audience pool? I almost feel like if YouTube really wanted to do something amazing for artists and creators, that they would have more discoverability, that they would create more discoverability for small scale creators. They could easily have a section on YouTube for like new YouTubers or new creators. They could have a section for indie bands and musicians where you could go and more easily, like, sure, you can search for that stuff, but that where you would actually be presented with things in the genres that you wanted to look at, which I guess you can say, well, the home page and the home feed is already tailored to what you want to watch or what YouTube thinks you will enjoy. But is it really? I don't know. I follow a lot of indie creators and bands and artists and stuff, and yet I am not that often presented with people that I don't necessarily already follow or know. And from my understanding, just because you're subscribed to someone doesn't mean you'll always be served their content, which I guess is why the click the bell thing exists. Comment below if it's different for you. Maybe it's just my feed. But I do think that there are ways, such as more searchability, giving more attention to individual independent creators or new channels, that might help kickstart growth better, especially for people who are just getting started. Because at the end of the day, if you're not creating something that's on a trending topic or that people know they're going to want and enjoy, it's harder for them to discover you. So my question for you is, should a video that took 4 months to create really be judged by the exact same growth expectations as a format capable of publishing 5 times a week? I don't know. My gut says I don't think so. I think that if somebody takes a longer time to produce and create a video, whether it be a year, whether it be a month, whether it be every week, I think that we shouldn't be punishing creators based on how much content that we are producing. And maybe we should be judging more on the satisfaction of the content, the overall quality of the content. And I should clarify here, I don't think watch hours alone necessarily reflect viewer satisfaction, the value of the content, or its overall quality. Some content simply isn't the kind of thing people even rewatch, and that doesn't make it bad content. Even when a video is rewatchable, some viewers just don't rewatch videos. I'm like that. That's viewer behavior. That's not a reflection of bad content. The upload frequency helps the channel get more views, which will help it get more retention, and it creates the cycle in which you're going to have more low effort content that is not going to be as creative or possibly as satisfactory. That's just my personal take, but what do you guys think? So I think my frustration is really this, like, at the end of the day, YouTube says it wants original, authentic creators, but a lot of original creative work is slow. It is expensive and it is labor intensive to produce. And YouTube needs to start either rewarding that, or they're just going to keep getting creators piggybacking off of each other and creating low effort content. The people doing it at the smallest level are usually the people with the least help. And so making the first passive income threshold harder to reach feels very backwards to me. And again, I'm not saying that a channel with like 500 subscribers should earn what a channel with 5 million subscribers does. No way, obviously not. But I am saying that there should be a realistic entry point where your work can begin to start earning something. Because at the end of the day, to us little guys, it matters. So in closing, I'd really like to know what other small creators think about this. I'm sorry, I had to get on here and rant a little bit about it. It's really been nagging at me. It's really been bothering me. I'm a very passionate artist and creator, and I'm also like I want to see other people succeed. I want to see the creative arts continue on. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're currently trying to monetize a channel, does 8,000 watch hours change how you feel about trying to get there? Does it make you not even want to try? Does it make you want to try harder? How do you feel about it? And if you're a fan of metal or fantasy art, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my band, Element of Fate. We are just a tiny little band trying to get our stuff off the ground. And we still have a long ways to go, but we have a lot of really cool things coming for you guys soon. I'd absolutely, of course, love to see this channel get monetized by the end of the year. And with your help, maybe we can actually make that happen together. I would love to see it because this band, this music we're creating, the art that I've been making over the past few years is really, really special and important to me. And I'd love to be able to continue to create more of it. I'll also have the links below for my Madam Kroll channel and my art channel if you'd like to follow me there. My art channel is currently kind of in static mode. I haven't been uploading much over there recently as I've been focusing on my music, but I have more to come over there as well. And of course, you can always come harass me every week live on Twitch, where I am around for laughs, giggles, and to show you my creative process. I hope to see you over there, and thank you so much for watching. Stay creative.